welcome to my YouTube channel, Discovering God with Candace. If you are new, thank you so much for stopping by. If you are a returning friend, thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. I am in my car today, but I just wanted to share with you guys just how I'm feeling and what I've been going through lately, and I just kind of want to encourage you with my journey. Just want you to know that there's hope. So basically, lately I've been going through a lot of emotional, mental, spiritual battles, just to say the least. I want to say it's just been a really tough time for me emotionally. Like, my emotions have been all over the place recently, and I want to say I haven't felt like this in my emotions like ever. Like, my emotions have been high and low and this way and that way and back and forth. It's like flipping a coin. Like, it's been crazy. And mentally, I just recently got away from a heavy mental attack, and it was a lot. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. That mental attack that I just went through was so heavy. It was like almost overpowering. It was, I felt like something was trying to take my mind. And if it wasn't for Jesus, like, when I say if it wasn't for Jesus, I'm not trying to sound like, churchy, or I'm not trying to sound like, people that just want to say things just to say it. No, I mean it wholeheartedly. Like, if Jesus did not carry me through that, or through this, or through the season that I'm in right now, I just don't know what I would be doing or where I would be at. Like, Jesus carried me, and he's still carrying me. But it was like, up until I came back from my little trip that I just took, up until then, I was like I was walking with Jesus. But when I came back, it was like Jesus started carrying me, because it was so much. So many different things to deal with. So many things just on my mind. And I am somebody that thinks a lot. Like, I'm in my mind so much. So to have like an attack like that on my mind, it almost took the life out of me. And I know I say that smiling and laughing, but it's the truth. Like, that really almost took the life out of me. Like, people knew around me too. Like I'm normally the type of person that if I have never tried something, like, I'm for it. Like, I'm gonna try it. And I'm not gonna say that I can't do it, because I think that I can do everything until I try it. And then that's when I would say, oh, I guess I can't do it then. So, I mean, my sister was all like, we were doing like some sort of project. I don't remember. I think it was some DIY project. We're always doing DIY projects in her room. And I was just like, I can't do it. And she looked at me and she was all like, I never heard you say that. Like, I never heard you say that you can't do something and you haven't even tried. And that is when I was all like, wow, this is getting out of control. And I was like, wow, I don't say things like that, but I'm in such a bad spot right now that I can't even pretend. Like, you know what? Let me try to cover this up and hide it. Like, I was like, I can't pretend. I really can't pretend that this is just like, I couldn't do it. I can't do it. I don't want to try to do it. Like, I was in the mental space I was in, it was just defeated. I felt defeated, but Jesus carried me. He carried me through that. Like, there were days where I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do the day. I didn't want to get up and do what I had to do. I didn't want to get up and go to work. I didn't want to interact with anybody because I knew I wasn't any good for anybody. Like, the spot I was in, like, I knew I would do harm to people. Like, I knew my words would cut you. I knew that I didn't have any room or emotional space for people. So it was like, I didn't want to be bothered. I like kind of shut myself off, and I knew that I would do more harm than good. Like, I didn't really want to watch what I said. I didn't want to do anything like that. And I didn't even want to use a friendly voice at work. Like, it was bad, but God. I know people say that all the time. They say, but God, but it's true. It was a but God moment for me. Like, God, He brought me through that. Like, days where I didn't want to do anything, and I really didn't want to do anything. Days where I didn't feel like getting out of bed. Days where I didn't feel like being bothered. God carried me. Like, I remember praying sometimes, like, God, like, I'm gonna need you to do this today, because I have nothing. I'm empty. I literally felt empty for, I can't tell you how long, days, weeks, a month. I don't know how long I felt empty. I want to say maybe 2-3 months, but I felt empty. I felt so empty. But when I did get filled, or when I did feel something, I would make sure, I could shoot a video for you guys, or I'll make sure I do something with the energy that I did get. But I really felt empty. And this is, I guess, more of a testimony, but I just wanted to encourage you that God will carry you. God carried me. He carried me. I don't know if you know that song, Came to My Rescue, but God came to my rescue when I felt like I was in a pit, when I felt like I was in the valley of the shadow of death. God carried me. There was like, up until that point, I felt like I was walking with God, but now it's like God is carrying me. Like, I'm just learning how to rest more in Him. And oh man, like, resting in God is amazing. When you rest in God, there's this peace that surpasses all understanding. There's this peace that is tangible. There's this peace that I can't describe. Like, it's so amazing. It is so amazing how much grace and mercy God showed towards me during this time. It was like He gave me peace and rest. When I was seeking Him, when I went to spend time with Him, God gave me rest. God gave me peace, and peace that other people can feel as well. Like, when I'll be in my room and I didn't want to come out and I was resting with God, somebody will come in, or my mom will come in, or anything that will come, and they will be like, there's peace in here. I feel peace. It's so peaceful in here. There's so much peace in here. And it was just like, yes, there is so much peace in here, because I don't have the capacity to do anything else. I don't have the capacity to be in anything else. And I didn't tell them all that, but I just be like, yes, and I want to keep it that way. But in all honesty, I really didn't have the capacity to be in any other type of environment but peace. I didn't have the capacity to be in any other type of environment but rest. And I just wanted to encourage you that if you are going through a dark time or a hard time, peace is available to you. Peace that passes understanding. God is available to you. God will carry you. God wants to carry you. God is carrying me. And just to know that there is a God, and a God that wants to show you grace and mercy and give you peace and rest, and a God that's willing to carry you. It's enough for me. It's enough for me. Like, I can let go of everything else as long as he carries me. Like, all my expectations, all my wants, my desires, my dreams, everything. I can let it go if he just carries me. And I just wanted to share with you guys that, or encourage you guys that God is a God that carries. He said in Matthew 11:28-30, I'm going to put it on the screen so you can read the screen rather than my words. But it says, "Come to me, all who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your soul." I know that there is no rest for your soul any other place but God.